What's up, guys? Welcome to our next episode of our shop. This episode we're going to introduce our 68 Bronco. You like that mess right there? I messed up.
You good?
What's up, guys? Welcome to the next episode of our shop. On this episode, we're going to introduce you to our 68 Bronco we have. Kind of get you guys up to speed. We got quite a bit of work done on this thing already before we decided to start the channel. It's got a 351 Windsor in it, made 550 horse on the dyno. Exotic engine development here in town built it. A ZF 5-speed tranny, manual, which is kind of cool, different. Atlas transfer case. It'll have basically trophy truck 10-inch ring gear front and rear with ARBs, kind of Ultra 4 inspired. And when I say Ultra 4, we're talking about King of the Hammers. This is kind of what this whole thing developed off of. The customer basically wanted a luxury Ultra 4 pre-runner out of the 68 Bronco. So it'll be pretty cool when it's done. But it's got our IFS 4-wheel drive front end on it, 16 inches of front wheel travel. Basically all the parts on this thing are pretty much exactly what you see on any modern day Ultra 4 car. Series 30 CVs, 40 spline axles, spider tracks, builder bell, unit bearings, all that good stuff. Pretty much no hold bar in this thing, best of the best. As far as the shock package goes, we got all these through Keith Marygold at KDM Shock Technologies. He hooked us up with the 3.0 bypasses and the 2.5 coilovers. Each shock is an 8-inch travel. So we're really pumped on that. So yeah, check it out. Here it is. All right, guys, show you a little bit of what we got going on in the model here. We actually 3D laser scanned the Bronco body, and it is in the model. My computer absolutely hates this, but it's all part of it. But you can see the full Bronco to scale 100%. Let's go ahead and suppress that stuff real quick. Make the computer run a little bit better. All right, so first thing, like I said, we're gonna work on is the steering, swing set steering. A lot of you are probably gonna be like, what the heck is swing set steering? It's kind of the way off-road modern trophy truck stuff's kind of headed. Still driver preference, but there's a lot more of them coming out this way. The reason I went with it on this particular project is packaging, believe it or not. You're probably gonna think I'm lying to you, but I'll show you why. So basically what we got here, this would be your idler arms. You got one there, one there. Those hold your center link, and your center link is actually what your tie rods go into. I don't have them drawn right now, but basically that's what your tie rods go to, and this is actually what turns your uprights. Your pitman arm off your steering box connects to your center link, so on and so forth. The reason I went this way is because of all the tight packaging we got going on in this thing. Steering shaft was almost impossible without some kind of reverse gear set thing going on if I put a traditional rack and pinion in the thing. So this is why we went this way. Another reason too, it is going to be street legal, so we kind of went with the box. My opinion feels a little bit better on the street. Self-center is a little bit better, so on and so forth. But anyways, so before we actually had these machined already. A good friend of mine machined these, did an amazing job. But now that we have the CNC machine, we can do all the stuff here in-house now. So I actually had a fabricated center link. When I say fabricated, that means basically all cut out of sheet metal, so on and so forth, welded together. Bunch of time on the bench putting it together. So now what we have now is our billet. This is our billet swing set steering. You can see I already got the slot in for the pitman arm. There'll be a little link going from our center link to our pitman arm. Our pitman arm's right here. Still don't really know where this is going to end up yet. We'll see. Just rolling the dice. So I kind of already went through and programmed our center link and everything. You can see right here, this is our CAM software that we use. basically you will see there is quite a bit to this. That's basically all one op right there. First op, second op, third operation on the other side, fourth operation, flipping the part over, doing all the pocket work, all the intricate detail work, stuff like that. Other side, pretty much the exact same operation, and then some stock work like that. So basically, the software is really cool. You can pretty much simulate it. Go ahead and hide the toolpath, show the stock. So basically, we can pretty much run this software and see if the machine's going to collide with anything, go into material too fast, stuff like that. It's kind of cool, makes it nice. But you can see it basically, it's taking big chunks out of it, getting all the rough stuff in, ready to rock and roll. Now it actually went and changed tools, coming in, doing a little bit finer cut, still got, you know, a lot of roughing to do, and then this would be somewhat of a finish pass is what we call it. Kind of tricky with a 3-axis mill, trying to get everything to line up and jive and look good. You can see, like, I'm already going back over that twice, kind of to help tie everything in. Keep running this for you real quick though. So this is basically gonna be 7/18 balls. You can see the snap ring groove cut in right there. That's where our 2 idler arms will grab the 7/18 ball. But yeah, you know, that's kind of the gist of it. We just kind of sit here and play programmer all day and get this thing jived. I didn't want to bore you guys with this, but if you want to see some of this, let me know in the comments below. We'll throw it in there. So basically what we have is, this thing's going to start out as, this thing weighs 58 pounds of 6061 T6 grade aluminum. So we're going to go from that to that in hopefully no time at all. Right now it says we have about 3 hours and 48 minutes of machine time. That's with tool changes and everything. 31 tool changes. Yeah, 3 hours and 48 minutes. So let's get out there and get after it. Alright guys, here is our center link. What started out as 58 pounds of solid 6061 aluminum, we now have a 77.5 pound beauty. Super pumped with how it came out. There's a couple little spots that probably could have been better, but for how many operations we had to do on this thing, honestly, I think turned out beautiful. We kind of a fan of tooling marks, so I kind of went with the exposed tooling marks. This is like 30 thou step over on everything. In my opinion, I think it adds character to it. Looks beautiful, but you can see kind of where the blend in and blend out, you know, start finish stuff is. It's super hard. You guys that are CNC machinists, I'm sure will know. I'm a rookie at this still, but super happy with how this came out. This is pretty much my first complex part that I did by myself. Turned out really good. This is all clearance for the idler arms when it's full turned one way, both directions. I already pressed the uniballs in there, kind of got ahead of myself, apologize, but they fit perfect. So I think now let's get this thing in there, see what it does. All right guys, the next thing we're gonna do is get our idler arms, or billet idler arms, kind of mocked up in the chassis, kind of where they need to be according to the computer. All right, guys, we got our tabs tacked in here. Upper tab, lower tab, upper tab, lower tab. You can see we're gonna have perfect penetration, top, bottom, everything. It's at a 1/4 inch 4130, and then we're gonna box all this in, inside and out. So this will be all plated right here. Don't know if we'll do some dimple dies, some holes, I don't know yet. But yeah, the swing set steering is in. It's looking good. Kind of concerned about the oil pan right now. Definitely gonna be tight. Everything about this vehicle is tight, tight, tight. All right, guys, we got the center link mocked up. FYI, this is all mock-up hardware. I don't want to hear anyone give me flack about the hardware we're using. This thing's gonna get all aircraft 12-point grade hardware. So this is all mock-up right now. But I don't think we couldn't have got any more lucky. And I don't even know if you want to call this lucky or what, but basically just rolled the dice on this whole thing. It's kind of my motto, roll the dice. It either goes or it blows, right? You can see the oil pan. You can see daylight through there, but I'm gonna call that contact. Obviously that's something we'll probably end up fixing later down the road. We will for sure. That's a little too close for comfort, but I mean, it turns, it operates, it works. This is it right here. So basically we'll have our steering box mounted up here somewhere, and the pitman arm is gonna sneak in here, and when the pitman arm turns, it'll turn the center link back and forth, back and forth. This is what they call swing set steering. Hopefully we got this all right where it needs to be, and we'll see what happens. Let's get after it. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this episode. Look forward to the next episode. We're gonna start working on the rear suspension on this bad boy. The plan is cantilever rear suspension. We're gonna try tucking the coilover and bypass underneath the body of this thing. That way we don't have to cut any big holes in this beautiful tub of a chassis for this guy. Kind of try to keep everything hidden. Try to go for 20, 22 inches of rear wheel travel. So yeah, look forward to that in a future episode. Please, again, if you guys like this, want us to keep going with it, like the channel, subscribe, share. We're gonna start having a bunch of swag for you guys. So yeah, we're excited. Thank you. See you next time.